Hey guys, today's video will be focusing on algebraic division. The sort of questions you might need to understand this for range from ones on the factor theorem or improper partial fractions. I'll be showing you the fraction method, which I find to be the easiest and fastest method to understand. So the first example I'm going to show you is this one based in the style of a factor theorem question. So you'll be given a function such as this one here, and you might be told that x minus 1 is a factor of this function. And so in order to find out what the rest of the equation is when you take out x minus 1 as a factor, then you need to perform algebraic division. So step 1 is to take this factor of x minus 1 and put it into a fraction as a denominator and as part of the numerator. And what we aim to do is to find something to go here that multiplies to make this 4x cubed. So here we might go 4x squared, because when you multiply that together you get 4x cubed. However, you also end up with minus 4x squared. And so the next step is to make this minus 3x squared, but we've already got minus 4x squared, so what we want to do is add an x squared. So create the fraction again, and to get add x squared, we want to add another x here. But then that leaves us with minus x, and as you can see, there is no x in this question. So what we need to do next is add that x back. So create another fraction, and we want to put a 1 here, because that then leaves us with add x and minus 1. And that minus 1 is up here, which means we have no remainder. So at that point, this cancels, this cancels, this cancels, and this cancels, leaving us with an answer of 4x squared, add x, add 1. The next example I'm going to show you is in the style of an improper partial fractions question. So here we have this improper algebraic fraction, and you might be asked to split it into partial fractions. But because it's improper, there's more on the top than there is on the bottom. First, we need to perform algebraic division. So step 1, as above, is to create the fraction. Now the first thing we need to do is make this 2x squared. So add a 2 here, and that should leave us with 2x squared minus 2. The next thing we want to do is make this 4x, but because inside the bracket here it's an x squared, that's not actually possible. And so the rest just becomes the remainder. So we add 4x, add 5, and then we also need to add this 2 back in. So add 2. And all of that is over x squared minus 1. Then this cancels with this, and your answer is 2, add 4x, add 7, all over x squared minus 1. At this point you can then turn this into partial fractions. So the last example I'm going to show you is another partial fraction style question. However, this one will be slightly longer than the last. So here we have another improper algebraic fraction, and so we need to perform algebraic division to be able to split it into partial fractions. So step 1, as always, is to create a fraction. And the first thing we want to create is this 4x cubed. So here we can multiply it by 4x to give us that 4x cubed. However, it also gives us add 8x squared and minus 4x. So then we want to create this negative 5x squared, but because we have a positive 8x squared here, we need to turn that into a minus 13x squared. So multiply it by minus 13, and that will give us our minus 13x squared minus 26x and add 13, because two negatives multiplied together make a positive. And then the rest just stays as a remainder. So here, if we bring all this together and collect like terms, then we get 4x cubed, add 8x squared, minus 30x, and add 13. But this last bit here needs to be add 3x minus 14. So to do that, we need to add 33x and subtract 27. And that's our remainder, and so that goes over the denominator here. And then this cancels with this cancels with this, and our final answer is 4x minus 13, add 33x minus 27 over x squared, add 2x minus 1. At this point, you may then go on to split this into partial fractions. So, if you found this video helpful, then leave a like, comment down below any topics you want me to do a video on, and for more A-level maths related videos, be sure to subscribe.